In the last video, we used Ortive Studio to generate Shortlyst's complete product blueprint. We came out with a positioning statement, a 3-tier pricing model, a cold email, and a 4-phase launch plan, all from a single form. That was the architecture layer. Today we go into the capability layer, and this is the step that determines what your product can actually do. Inside Ortive Studio, this is step 3 of the build track. It's called capabilities. And what you're looking at on screen right now is a grid of 6 categories, each with a set of modules you can toggle on or off. The rule here is simple. You do not activate what you do not need. Every module you turn on is a build decision, a dependency, and a maintenance responsibility. The goal is the accurate list that describes what your product does. Let's walk through all 6 with Shortlyst's selections as the live example. Category 1, the AI core. This is the brain layer. It's where almost every capability conversation should begin, and it is where Shortlyst begins. She activates 2 modules, LLM reasoning and embedding search. Large language model, or LLM reasoning, is the mechanism that reads a job description, compares it against the uploaded CVs, reasons about fit, and returns a ranked shortlist with explanations. That's the core output Shortlyst delivers. Without LLM reasoning, there is no product. Embedding search is how the product finds similarity at scale. When Amara's user uploads 80 CVs for a single role, the system needs to retrieve the candidates whose profiles are semantically closest to the job description, not just keyword matches, but conceptual matches. That's what embedding search enables. You turn it on when the volume of input requires fast, semantic retrieval before the reasoning layer does its work. Knowledge base is off. Long-term memory is off. Fine-tuning is off because Shortlyst does not need to remember what a user did 3 weeks ago. It does not need a proprietary document library to draw from. And a general-purpose model handles CV analysis with enough precision for the SMB market she is targeting. Those modules get added when the product grows into a need for them. Category 2, communication. This category covers where and how your product talks to the user. Chat widget, voice, WhatsApp, email automation, SMS, social DMs, they are all turned off. Shortlyst is a file upload and output tool. The user uploads a job description, uploads CVs, and receives a ranked shortlist. There is no ongoing conversation, no dialogue loop, no push notification to deliver. The interaction model is transactional, not conversational. Adding a chat widget or a WhatsApp agent to a product like this would not improve it. It would complicate it without adding value. Category 3, data and logic. This is where you define what your product does with input before it produces an output. And for Shortlyst, this category is central. 4 modules are active. Data extraction. The system pulls structured information from unstructured CV text work history, education, skills, contact details. That extraction is what makes the rest of the analysis possible. Classification. Each candidate is placed into a category based on how well they match the role. This is not just a score. It is a judgment, strong fit, partial fit, not a match, and it is what gives the shortlist its structure. Summarization. For each candidate who clears the classification threshold, the product generates a concise summary that explains why they are on the shortlist. A small business owner hiring twice a year does not want to reread the CV. They want the reasoning handed to them. Lead scoring. Shortlist ranks candidates numerically against the job description. That score is what produces the ordered shortlist. Without it, the output is a list of names. With it, the output is a prioritized recommendation. Decision trees and translation are off. The product does not need branching logic to route users through different workflows. The use case is linear. And translation is not part of Amara's first version. That gets added if the user base expands across language markets. Category 4, actions. This is where a product moves from producing output to taking action in the world. And for a first product, the guidance I always give is stay output only unless automation is genuinely the core of what the buyer is paying for. Amara activates one action module: document generation. The shortlist her product produces is not displayed on screen and forgotten. It is exported as a formatted document, something the hiring manager can save, share with a colleague, or attach to an email. That is the deliverable. Document generation is what makes the output portable. Everything else in this category is off. Shortlist does not book calendar slots, write to a CRM, send invoices, or push data to a database. Those are the kinds of actions that raise build complexity significantly and require a level of user trust that takes time to develop. Amara's buyer is a small business owner who has never used an AI hiring tool. They need to see the output work reliably before they trust it to take action on their behalf. Category 5, integration. Integration covers what your product connects to. And the discipline that serves builders well here is simple. Add integrations one at a time, only when a confirmed user need requires them. Amara activates 2. REST API calls. Shortlist calls the AI API to process job descriptions and CVs. That call is the engine. Without it, there is no analysis. Stripe billing. The product has 3 paid tiers. Payment collection needs to be handled at launch. Stripe is what makes that possible without building custom billing infrastructure. Zapier, Make, webhooks, OAuth, Google Workspace all off, because Amara does not have a confirmed user need for any of them at this stage. Each integration is also a dependency, something that can break, update its API, or change its pricing structure after you have built around it. You add them when a specific user asks for them. Category 6, infrastructure. Infrastructure covers the foundation your product runs on. For most first products, most of this category belongs later, but Amara activates 4 modules, and each one has a clear reason. User auth. Shortlist has 3 pricing tiers. The product needs to know who is logged in to enforce which tier they are on. Without user authentication, tier management does not function. Multi-tenancy. Each user's data, their job descriptions, their uploaded CVs, their shortlist needs to be isolated from every other user's data. Multi-tenancy is what ensures that Amara's user in Nairobi cannot see the hiring data of Amara's user in Lagos. It is a data integrity requirement. Usage analytics. This one I recommend activating on every product from the first day a user touches it. Understanding how people actually move through your product, which steps they complete, where they lose momentum, which outputs they regenerate or discard, is information you cannot reconstruct after the fact. It is also the data that shapes the most important decisions you make in your first 6 months. Rate limiting shortlist charges by usage tier. Rate limiting is what enforces the caps built into each plan. Without it, a starter subscriber can consume growth level resources and the business model breaks. Uptime monitoring and CDN are off. They become necessary when real traffic creates a genuine need for them. Right now, Amara does not have traffic. She has a product to ship. Amara's capability map for Shortlist has 13 active modules across 6 categories. And as we have seen, every one of those modules has a clear function in the product she is building. What is not on the list matters as much as what is. The modules she left off are scope decisions. And making those decisions before the build begins is what keeps a first product coherent instead of overbuilt.